evening, everybody, and welcome to Belpre High School Joe Garrett Court, where we've got high school basketball for you tonight on CAS 45 as the Marietta Tigers girls team in town to take on the Belpre Golden Eagles. My name is Brian Guthrie. It's the third game of our CAS season. I'm on my third color commentator. I don't know if that says anything about me or not, but Joe Oliverio alongside me for the ride this
Hopefully
evening.
it's not three strikes on out.
But we've got two teams headed in a couple different directions right now. Marietta comes into this game on a 5-game heater, 5-0 on the season. Their last win was last week. We saw here on CAS 45 against Parkersburg South. A tremendous game where they trailed by 13, they led by 13, and ended up holding on to a 2-point lead. But a very talented Marietta team from what we've seen, at least on paper, Joe.
Fantastic. And like you said, if they were able to get past Parkersburg South, that probably says an awful lot on that just last week.
Yeah, love to press. It's a very defensive-heavy team for head coach Ryan McLean. Belpre, on the other hand, under head coach Chris Fennell, 1-4 on their season. Their only win coming over Southern back on December 8th. But they have lost some close ones. Lost by 2 to Federal Hocking, lost by 10 to Trimble, and then lost by 8 to Morgan. Unfortunately, their last game against Trimble back on the 12th, the Golden Eagles did not score over 10 points in any quarter except the fourth when it was already out of reach.
Maybe the other team was trying to use some other players, but at the same time, maybe it took them a little while to get warmed up and they were ready to go in the fourth and start downing some baskets.
So we had educator appreciation night. Yeah, and it was for both teams. And it was I didn't know it was going to be for both teams, but the Marietta girls had teachers they had nominated from their high school too. So that's kind of neat. As a former educator, I know that's near and dear to your heart.
It is, and I thought it was neat where they read why they selected that educator to the audience that was here. They came out, brought a little plaque and things. I would imagine some of my former students are excited to be working with me.
You'd think so, but not you never know. Our games this season, as always, brought to you by Staley Law and Mediation. Our thanks to Jim and the crew there at Staley Law for bringing you high school basketball this season. Here at Joe Garrett Court, and I was talking to the guys on the crew earlier about Joe Garrett, legendary coach here at Belpre, also won a state title at Parkersburg Catholic with their boys team. You were an official for a long time. You ever cross paths with Joe?
Used to work here with Coach Garrett as well as some of his teams there at Catholic. Very class act gentleman. That's probably why the place is named after him. He was intense when he needed to be and compassionate when he was needed to be. But he expected a lot out of his players as well as the officials. And sometimes we were able to deliver them.
Yeah, you got some banners on the wall, and his name appears on several of them. So that's how you end up with a court named after you. So we are counting down towards tip-off here in Belpre, getting ready for Belpre Marietta. This game was originally scheduled to be in Marietta, and then a few weeks ago they actually flipped it, where these teams played 2 times, once here, once in Marietta, and then this one was supposed to be the Marietta one, and they ended up flipping it, so they had to come here for this one. I just rambled a bunch, and I don't know that I actually said anything, but this game was originally supposed to be in Marietta, but now we're in Belpre, and it's almost time for tip-off. So we're going to get you ready for that. We're going to take a timeout. That's Joe. I'm Brian. We're glad you're here. It's high school basketball at CAS 45, presented by Staley Law and Mediation. Back in a minute.
I sincerely hope you never need my services, because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
They say you get what you pay for. Hi, I'm David Haas. At Morrison Incorporated, that's 450 years of combined HVAC experience on staff. That's choosing equipment precisely engineered to deliver the best operation and highest efficiency. Correctly installed by a factory-authorized Bryant dealer, so your warranty's valid. And it's a fully stocked warehouse, so we can fix any brand 24/7, 365. Because breakdowns don't just happen when it's convenient. Morrison Incorporated, always ready. Whatever it takes since 1961.
Jeremiah's Coffee House in downtown Marietta is more than just the best coffee in town. We have a full menu of locally sourced homemade items, scratch-made breakfast items, sandwiches and wraps, soups and salads, and the tastiest desserts. We can cater your event and even provide a space for your special gathering. And of course, we have the highest quality coffee around. Stop by and see us today or check us out online. Jeremiah's Coffee House, 175 Front Street in Marietta.
Since 1992, Fasteners and Supply in Mineral Wells has been providing the Valley with the equipment necessary to get work done. Now's a great time to come by and get the unique gifts for your hard-working friends and family. From tools to safety gear and everything in between, get them something they can use this year. So stop by 387 Elizabeth Pike in Mineral Wells or call 304-489-9500 and let us help you find what you're looking for.
CAS Cable has the advertising solution for your business or event that is easy, affordable, and effective. Get your commercial seen on the most popular networks and programs and live sports that your customers are watching. CAS Cable is growing faster than ever, creating a huge audience in the Mid-Ohio Valley for you to reach with your message. If you don't have a commercial, our production department can create one that highlights your products and will get you customers. Call today to find out more about advertising with CAS Cable to boost your business. 304-420-2470.
Back here in Belpre getting ready for the starting lineups here as we've got the Golden Eagles hosting the Tigers this evening. And let's see if we can catch the starting lineups for our PA announcer.
Thank you for attending and good luck to all players in tonight's game. In Ohio, good sportsmanship is a high school tradition. Whether it's here or on the road, make our school, our community, and our students proud by displaying positive sportsmanship. That means following the rules, speaking out responsibly, and showing courtesy and respect for your
Eagles there are dressing 9 ladies tonight.
and of course your team
9 young ladies on
We'd also
Belpre.
like to thank our student ticket sponsor for tonight's game, CAS Cable. Because of CAS Cable, all Belpre students are able to attend tonight's game for free. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Tri-County Conference. The officials for tonight's contest are Mr. Pat Tabor, Mr. Tom Newsom, and Mr. Scott Moody. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the Lady Tigers from Marietta High School. They are coached by Ryan McClain. He is assistant and Gage Tripp. And here are their starters. Number 10, sophomore Alyssa Baker. Number 1, sophomore Alyssa Baker. Number 4, sophomore Leah Lauer. Number 12, sophomore Casey McKnight. Number 4, senior Riley Kendall. Number 10, senior Riley Bentley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Golden Eagle basketball. And here's your team. The Golden Eagles are coached by Chris Fennell. He's assisted by Beth Beck, Chuck Murphy, Hayden English, and the trainer is Caitlin Shine. And here are your starters. Number 5, freshman Julia Webb. Number 13, freshman Shy Miller. Number 32, sophomore Haley Upward. Number 44, junior Allie Gericaro. And number 22, junior Maddie Garner.
So maybe we've got some of our answers as to Belpre start this 2 freshmen in the starting 5 for the Golden Eagles.
2 freshmen and only 9 ladies on the team, so they're going to have to really keep
Hope you
up.
ran your sprints. I get tired just watching them sometimes. Baker, Kendall, Lauer, Medley, and McKnight, your 5 from Marietta. Way, Miller, Garber, Alloway, and Jaracaro.
Officials tonight, Pat Tabler, Tommy Newsom, and Scott Mooney. So let's see what they're able to do with this game.
Alloway and Lauer go for the tip, and it goes to Belpre and Jaracaro. She'll have it out top against Baker. Hands off to Way. She'll drive into the basket. Off glass, no good. Rebound by Lauer. Pushes into the front court for the Tigers. Just underway here. And a 3 on the way is off the mark from Alyssa Baker. Goes out of bounds.
Marietta ball on the baseline down there. Round the corner of the pillar.
Yes, I was going to say in the
coffin corner or
coffin
something
corner.
like that.
Here's Lauer out top, goes to Medley. We saw Riley Medley play a heck of a game against Parkersburg South last week before she fouled out, but just a spark plug for that team the whole night. They'll work it around, and McKnight will fire one up, and it is in and out. Rebound loose underneath.
Got a held ball underneath. So we're going to keep it with black Marietta ball.
Maddie Garber underneath there for Belpre to tie it up. Arrow goes with the Tigers. Medley to inbound. Fires it into Kendall, gets it back, curls around from the elbow. They'll work it around the circle. Tigers taking their time looking for a good shot, which is something we did not see against Parkersburg South. They were very eager to pull the trigger against the Patriots. But a lot of patience being shown here by the Tigers. Lob goes inside to Kendall. Her shot is off the mark, but she will go to the line to shoot 2.
Fouls on Jaracaro, her first.
So Riley Kendall goes to the line. Riley scored 10 points against Parkersburg South last week, last time out. 6 of that coming in the first quarter. First one's good. And the Tigers are on the board first. Just underway here in Belpre. Glad to have you tuned in.
2 for 2.
And a press from the Tigers, and it almost causes a turnover, and does cause a turnover at midcourt. Medley away with the ball, swings down into the corner in front of the students. She'll go baseline, tied up. Nope, got it out of there. Tigers working it around again. Here's Kendall, trying to find some room. It's not there. She'll go to McKnight. Back out to Kendall, 3 on the way. Back iron. Loose ball taken by Baker. She will line up and fire a 3. It is also too strong. And finally, Miller for Belpre ends the possession. Way gets her pocket picked. Loose ball out at midcourt. Jaracaro watches it go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Eagles. Tigers were ferocious, if you will, on defense against South. And coming out and showing the same thing against the Eagles. That's travel.
Travel.
You call those a lot?
That one you had to.
Out in the open like that?
It's like she wanted to dribble, but she wanted to pass, and all of a sudden player came open underneath and went on her way.
Medley out top again to Baker. This is Riley Kendall, checked by Jaracaro. Back out to Medley. Medley from the free throw line. It is off the mark, and Way will come up with another rebound. Excuse me. That's Miller. Press from the Tigers. They'll break it and get into the front court is Garber. Back to Jaracaro. Now Miller at the top of the key between the circles. Belpre has gotten 1 shot off tonight. There's the second one. It's Way. It's off the mark. But a rebound underneath, but pocket picked. Coming the other way quickly are the Tigers, and they will throw it away.
Alloway came down with a nice rebound down there for the lady. Eagles just got it taken from behind her, and off they were off.
Here's the freshman Way. Got a nice screen, but she's going to throw it away. Loose ball on the bench. Stays with Belpre. I like it when the officials come down and throw their hands up. I don't know.
What do you got?
Oh, goodness. Eagles try to find something. Here's Jarakara for three, and she'll drop it. Ali Jarakara has her first bucket of the night, and it's 3-2 Belpre, and a timeout called by Belpre, 30 seconds. Interesting spot for a timeout?
Yeah.
Right after the first bucket?
Well, maybe that was the opportunity he was looking for based on that press that Marietta's throwing at him, because that was really the only time they got the ball down the court.
Yeah.
And we're at the 4:53 mark. So maybe he's thinking, I've got to get him organized so if the bucket starts falling down here, we can get it up there and get another good shot off.
The only thing, I don't want to say the only thing, the best thing going for Belpre right now is Marietta's shots aren't falling.
Nah, they keep hitting the front of the rim like
they've had a good 6-7 clean looks at the basket and have not recorded a field goal yet.
No. Kendall makes 2 free throws, and that's the 2 points that they're showing right now.
Riley Medley will bring it up the floor after the timeout. To Lauer. Over to Baker. Baker too low. Kendall with the rebound. Her putback is good, and Riley Kendall has 4 points. Press from the Tigers into the front court. Alloway almost trapped over to Jarakara.
Overthrown, and all of a sudden Jarakara was right there to get it, and she's going to launch.
Woo! In and out, not there, but a whistle underneath.
Get a rebounding foul.
That's going to go
10.
on Riley Medley, her first, team's first, and the ball will stay with the Golden Eagles. 4-3, Marietta.
Inbound taken away.
There's Lauer. She'll fire a three. That one is too strong. And another rebound from Miller. She double dribbled. Hats off to finish the play. Gets down, chucks up an air ball, but still. Coach Fennell on the sideline. It's our gym.
This is.
Medley will drive the lane, kicks it out to no one in particular. Belpre ball. And Marietta is killing themselves with unforced errors this evening. Shots aren't falling and passes are going to nowhere in particular as Garber will check out and in comes Shea Parsons, another freshman. So 3 freshmen on the floor for Belpre right now. Work it across and get it across the timeline into the front court. Trap on the far sideline. Ball knocked away from Alloway.
Foul on number 1 probably. Foul on Baker with a hold.
Her first, team second.
Just a little push.
Here's Jarakara to inbound. Thought she was going away, but she goes to Miller. And it goes out the door. And a quick turnover for Belpre. It's like the pieces are starting to fit together, but
it's early in the year.
Just can't quite finish it. Here's Medley walking it up the floor, and now she'll turn on the Jets. It goes down the lane, and a block going to be called underneath. And is that going to go on Jarakara?
34 wide, yes.
Her second.
Her second. That's going to be on the floor, so they're not going to have any shots on that one.
So we'll see Jarakara check out, and Liv Harrington, another freshman, will check in, and that puts 4 on the floor. Worf has checked in for Marietta. McKnight goes to the floor, got it back to Worf, out top to Lauer. She will fire it up, and that one finally goes in. Leah Lauer hits her first bucket of the game.
Oh,
7-3. Belpre breaks the press. High off glass is no good, and a foul underneath, or whistle underneath.
out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
We're going to send it Marietta's way.
Marietta's gotten the lead out to 4 here.
Shy Miller almost came down with a rebound down there, but just kind of couldn't get the handle on it.
Way had a good look at a layup, but couldn't get it to go. Lauer gets her pocket picked by Parsons, and a whistle, and another travel. Asia Burke, yep, lost her last name for a second, is now in, as is Madison Hogue for the Tigers. Belpre, deep bench we saw last week. They will run a bunch of people in as Medley hits a 3. And it's 10-3. Eagles trapped in the backcourt. They'll get it across the timeline. Baker just about got that one away from Parsons. On the baseline, jumper is up and good for Miller. Shy Miller, one of the 4 freshmen on the floor for Belpre, gets her first bucket, and it's 10-5. Lauer drops it to Hogue. Hogue's shot, too strong. Harrington had it but lost it. Medley over to Wharf. Kicks it out to Lauer. She'll fire a 3, too strong. Seems like I say that a lot. Alloway with the rebound. Belpre into the front court quickly. Here's Parsons out top, knocked over to Alloway, and a whistle. And a grab, and is that going to go on Asia Baker? Asia Burke?
Asia Burke, I believe, yes. That's going to be her first.
3 on the Tigers here in the first quarter, just under, right around 2 minutes to go. Miller gets it in to Harrington, and that one is well off the mark. Burke clears it. Belpre's going to put a little pressure on here. Medley will bring it into the front. Can't get it to go, follows a shot, but doesn't get it. Alloway away with it. Goes cross court to Harrington. Harrington's pass knocked out of bounds by Hogue, stays with the Eagles. Julia Tucker in for the Tigers. And Joe, this is one of those things where we talked about the depth of the Eagles. Of if Marietta runs this kind of pressure and pace, it's going to be hard to keep fresh legs in there.
Because they've got 12 young ladies, and like you said, we've already got Jarakara with 2 fouls. So
trapped in the corner. Underneath the Alloway, she'll try and back down Burke. And a whistle and a travel.
Travel called before the foul, I guess. So.
Another turnover from Belpre. Tigers lead 10-5.
Liked how she was going to go up there strong. And she was backing down.
Wharf drops it to Hogue. Hogue to Burke. Burke has to scramble to keep it. Back down low to Hogue. Over to Tucker in the corner, and another travel called. That's got to be the 5th travel of this quarter.
There's been a lot collective, maybe. But you can just look, we had a chance to see right inside her eyes right there. It's like she knew where she wanted to go with it.
Eagles get it into the front court quickly. Harrington drops it off, and Alloway misses the bunny. Tigers press the other way quickly, and Wharf is going to be fouled along the far sideline.
Miller picks up her first foul.
Both teams with 3 fouls now, as Tucker will trigger the inbound for the Tigers out top to Medley. Medley has played the whole way for Marietta. Drops it to Hogue. Hogue drives the lane, can't get it to go.
Rebound Burke.
Wharf around the top. And a whistle comes. Student section wanted another travel, but it wasn't going to be. And Shy Miller picks up another quick foul. and she's going to have to take a seat. Maddie Garber will check back in.
So now we got Jarakara and Miller with 2 fouls each. With 23 seconds left in this first period.
Worf goes to the line. Was it a shooting foul? Must have been. Sailor Worf gets her first point of the game from the charity strike. Pushes the lead out to 6. Second one's off the mark, loose ball, knocked out of bounds, and it'll go with Belpre. Eagles have some time to work with here in the waning moments of the first quarter. Way drops it into the corner. She'll get it back. Trying to work against Medley. She'll go into the lane aggressively and gets it to go. And Julia Way finally gets her first bucket. She's been working on that drive here most of the first quarter.
And we
Alloway hits a three at the buzzer. And that'll end the first quarter and makes it a one-point game. Marietta 11, Belpre 10. Second quarter's next. You're watching high school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation on CAS 45.
I sincerely hope you never need my services because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
At One Community, we know you're spending more time at home lately. From snow days to sick days, One Community has you covered. With our online banking and mobile app, you can manage your accounts, pay bills, make deposits, apply for loans, even open a new account. It's easy, safe, and secure from anywhere on your time. So stay warm, stay well, stay home. Visit onecommunityfcu.org to get started now. One Community Federal Credit Union, ready for your future.
Oliverio, a flourish of an end to that first quarter.
we're sorry if we screamed into the mics on that last shot. That was a heat-seeking missile going in that direction.
No arc
with a
on
swish,
it at all.
No bank, no rim, no nothing. It just.
So, after what had been a very slow first quarter for Belpre, they end up coming out of that with only a 1-point deficit against Marietta here. Jumper's off the mark, loose rebound, goes off Kendall's face, and we've got a whistle underneath. Is that going to go on Jarakara again? I didn't see who it was on.
It'll be on Julia Way.
Julia Way's first, team's 5th. So ball goes back to the Tigers. Basket, a steal, and then a half-court shot ended the first quarter for the Golden Eagles.
It was at the 28-foot line on the Belpre side. So.
Drive in is McKnight. Can't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Parsons. She's getting up the floor in a hurry, off to Way. Way will swing around, hands it off, and unforced error on Belpre, and they'll turn it over again. Jarakara comes out. Harrington comes back in.
Medley running point out front for Marietta.
And she just finds an open spot, pulls the trigger. It's not there, but Kendall underneath to get it. And a whistle.
I think we're going to go held ball.
Yep, jump ball.
So Black will retain possession of it. Marietta.
Somebody has to go down there and inbound it, otherwise you guys can't keep it. So, I don't know that
Belpre started the quarter with the alternate possession. So
quick inbound to Kendall. Forces a shot up. It's not there. Out of bounds. No whistle on a foul, so it's just a turnover. Press is going to be coming from the Tigers. Harrington to trigger it in on the baseline. She'll throw
Oh,
it at the big
yeah.
corner. There's a big-time hold right there. That's going to go on Riley Kendall. I think she was going to get beat down the floor. Ends up picking up her first foul, team foul, number 4. Alloway took off, and Kendall, you would call that a burnt defensive back.
Wish the Mountaineers had that much kind of coverage on there in the secondary.
Harrington to inbound will take it into Alloway.
Prevented her from taking a clean pass in for a layup, though.
And picked by Lauer. Tigers will come back the other way. Medley's open in the corner, but she'll curl around over to McKnight. Back out top. 3 on the way is well off the mark for Baker. Loose ball controlled by the Tigers. They'll work it around. And an official time, as it looks like Riley Kendall may have gotten the old thumb to the eye.
There's a lot of elbows and hands flying when you get in the post. Contrary to popular belief, basketball is a contact sport.
11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm missing a point from somebody. Oh, there it is.
Where you at?
Never mind, I got it. 2,
Worf
4, 5, 6,
made
7, 8,
one.
9, 10. Okay, no, I'm good. I'm good. I got them all. I was looking at the wrong side.
Wrong side.
Here's Lauer, and she will go into the lane and is going to be held by Parsons, and that's going to be her first foul. Shea Parsons, one of the many talented freshmen on this Belpre team. Medley under her own basket. 6.5 to go here in the
Goes out to
second quarter.
McKnight, out way at the top of the key.
Medley drawing all kinds of attention. McKnight will line it up from NBA distance. Short, but fouled, and she's going to go to the line for 3.
I don't think so. I think they're going to let her. She came down, so she got
It's gonna be
fouled.
on the floor.
Yeah,
It will be
on the floor. So who was that foul on?
I don't know. Number 5. It is Julia Way, her second,
Okay.
team 7th. So that's going to be 1 and 1. So that's better than 3. Nobody has scored for nearly 2 minutes, which is basically how this game started. And first in is not there, but rebounded by Lauer. Her turnaround is off the mark. Rebound by Burke. She'll kick it back out top. Medley will fire from the top of the key. Swoosh. Riley Medley has a couple of triples and extends the lead out to 4. Belpre gets it through the pressure across the timeline, but loses it in the front court. And here come the Tigers back the other way. Their frenetic pace continues with McKnight on the block, kicks it back out top to Baker. She will fire it up. That's off the mark. Rebound by Way, but she lost it off the end line. Jarakara back in. Harrington will have a seat for Belpre. Medley to inbound. She has played the whole way for the Tigers.
And
As Lauer goes up, gets the bucket, and will draw the foul. And that will go on Alloway.
Alloway picks up her first.
Team's 8th. So Lauer trying to complete the three-point play and cannot. Way trying to sprint up the other way. Crosses the timeline, drops it to Alloway. And Alloway's going to be called for a carry. When the old official next to me starts making faces, sometimes I giggle.
Sorry. We didn't have to hit the cough button.
Here's Medley over to McKnight. J.C. McKnight kicks it out top to Leah Lauer, who finds Medley again. Medley going to draw a lot of attention. She has been not afraid to shoot this evening. McKnight weaving her way through traffic out to Lauer. She goes in, goes hard, can't get it to go. Rebound, Alloway rips it away from Burke. Now Alloway's got to get it in the front court, but picked it up. Jarakara will help her out. Parsons into the front court, and Belpre now will set up their offense with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Way tries to go baseline, not there, knocked out of bounds, stays with Belpre. Lobbed into Alloway, who finds Way, or excuse me, that's Parsons. Shot off the mark. And we've got...
This was timeout there. Looked like...
Medley may have gone into the wall hard.
Parsons and Way both have their hair tied back in that hair bun with the hair covering their number, and they both look alike out there, except for Belpre.
And Medley's going to come out. Medley's going to come out for the first time. I think she went into the wall kind of hard. And may have a bloody nose from what we can hear. So Madison Hogue has checked back in for the Tigers. They left her all alone. Foot's on the line. Doesn't matter. Off the mark anyway. Alloway comes away with it. Garber whistled along. We've got a coach's warning for Coach McLean for being outside the box.
He was trying to defend in that play.
In his defense, it's a little tight on the sideline.
The sideline always was here in Belpre.
Knocked out of bounds, stays with Belpre. About 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Belpre has not yet scored in this quarter. It's Garber to inbound. Gets it into Parsons. To Garber on the post. Nice move, all glass, not there. Rebound ripped away by Hogue. And the Tigers have it. Lauer into the front court. Drops it off to Hogue. Hogue's runner in the lane is all glass, but a whistle.
Can I have that on Parsons?
Shea Parsons, yep, her second. And that's going to put Hogue on the line for 2. Only 5 points scored in this quarter thus far, all by Marietta. Hogue on her tippy toes, can't make the first one go.
It's kind of like how she shot that 3 that ended up being a 2 attempt. It was kind of tippy toe gets on that line for her.
Hogue lines up the second one. Also not there, but rebound by Lauer. But she's going to be called for over the back. And that's Lauer's first. Team foul number 5. Jarakara to inbound along her own baseline. Gets picked by Lauer. They'll work it around to Burke. Out to McKnight. 3 on the way is off the mark. But she tracks down her own shot, now loose on the floor. Kicked around by the Tigers, still loose ball, and now Wharf has it between the circles. Over to Lauer, and that's a 3. That's offline. Rebound out to McKnight, back to Hogue. She will shoot it. That's off the mark. Rebound is going to go to Garber. Eagles break the press, way into the front court. Lost her dribble, loose basketball, comes up with it, and called for the travel. All that for travel.
Well, it was a lot of energy expended.
There was. I'm tired.
Looks like we got a full timeout.
Who called it? Marietta? So first timeout called by Marietta this evening. Hey, next week, we've got some good games for you. We've got the Crosstown Showdown next week for you, both boys and girls. It starts next Wednesday. Or, wait, my date's wrong. It says Wednesday, but it says the 20th, but that's not right. It would be Tuesday would be the 20th, right?
Yes, 23rd's Friday.
Yeah. So, Tuesday the 20th, we'll have the PHS boys at South, and then Friday the 23rd, we'll have the South girls at the Fieldhouse to take on PHS. So, Crosstown Showdown week coming your way next week. here on CAS 45. Couple of basketball games for you there. So coming out of this timeout, down 16-10 is Belpre.
I think the part that's really starting to concern me a little bit is Belpre's got 4 ladies with 2 fouls each. And nobody's got 2 fouls for Marietta. So, you know, if all of a sudden they pick up a 3rd one here before the half.
And part of that's got to be the aggression that, you know, Marietta's pressing.
They're forcing the tempo, and Belpre's trying real hard to keep up.
Forcing the tempo. That was the phrase I was looking for. Here's Lauer. Out top for the Tigers. Here's McKnight. Started to line it up. Thinks better about it. And Lauer is going to get checked by Garber. And that'll be her first. And team foul 10, so shooting 2.
Should be shooting 2.
Leah Lauer with 5 points this evening. That's another one. Marietta is going to go back. Coach McLean is going to watch the film from this game. And if they add up how many points were left on the floor from shots that hit iron, good looks that hit through iron.
Not too many air balls tonight.
No.
They've been hitting.
They'd had 50 points by now. Didn't get the second one either, and Alloway comes away with it. Press from the Tigers. Alloway trapped, gets it over to Way. Way tries to get across the timeline. Gonna have her pocket picked and a whistle.
Got 10-second violation in the backcourt, so.
We're learning stuff from Coach Fennell. We do not have those skills yet. Nice pick by Garber. She'll go the other way against Lauer and gets it to go and draws the foul. Garber's first basket of the game and puts Lauer's second foul on her. And Lauer will check out as Julia Tucker checks back in for the Tigers. Garber trying to complete the three-point play, one of the few juniors on the squad. I only have 3 on the roster, junior-wise, and no seniors.
And it's good.
Maddie Garber has 3 points. And a press from the Golden Eagles with 3 minutes to go. Into the front court, McKnight lobs it for Kendall and lobs it out of bounds. Was she looking for the dunk? Was that an alley?
It was right there. She had a clear path to the basket with a left-hand layup, but she decided to go for the dunk instead.
Belpre's got to get moving. Clock's running. Alloway into the front court. Will try the far sideline against Kendall. Will go baseline. Nice look, can't get it to go. Garber fighting for the rebound. Loose, and it will come away with McKnight. Ahead to Wharf in the front court. That's got to be a charge, and it is.
Control.
Sailor Wharf picks up her first foul, team foul 7. And that should put the Belpre girls on the line, right?
Not a player control foul.
And that's why you're here. Eagles gonna get it across the line? Nope. Tucker knocked it away, loose ball and a whistle. And that's gonna go on Tucker. And that'll be team foul number 8.
Now we'll go down, shoot one.
Now we'll go shoot, all right. 16-13 in a hotly contested second quarter. And again,
because we were 11-10 at the end.
We were 11-10 after 1. Marietta has had so many looks. Their shooting has not been good tonight. Miller missed the first end of the 1-and-1s, and the Tigers come quickly back the other way. Wharf over to Hogue, over to Tucker. Her 3 off the mark. Kicked out of bounds and stays with Marietta. And we'll see Riley Medley check back in, which is good after she took a hard fall earlier. Hogue will head back to the bench. Tigers get it inbound, and here's Medley out top. McKnight over to Kendall. Tigers work it around, but Way makes the pick up against McKnight and can't get the layup to go. And a whistle. And
foul's going to be on Shy Miller. That's going to be her third.
Ouch. That's going to be double bonus for Marietta. So they'll come back to the other end as Shy Miller picks up her third. One of the two starting freshmen and four that we've seen get substantial playing time tonight. As McKnight swishes the first one.
For her first basket of the night.
Miller checks out for Harrington on the Belpre side as McKnight hits the second one. She's got 2 timeout Belpre, their second of the game. 1:56 left here in the second quarter. Happy to have you tuned in here at Belpre High School as the Golden Eagles host the Lady Tigers.
So as we look down Marietta's thing, Riley Kendall's got 4 points. Leah Lauer's got 5. Riley Medley's got those 2 threes, giving her 6. Shayla Wharf's got 1. And J.C. McKnight has 2. On the Belpre side, Julia Way's got 2. Shy Miller's got 2. Maddie Garber's picked up 3. Jarakara's got 3. And then we all remember Alloway's 3 at the end of the first. Had to save that last announcement there.
Yeah, she gets her own little segment there for that one. Tigers are going to lay off and pick up at half court. Jarakara gets a pass over to Way. Way will go baseline, and that's a terrible shot. Kendall collects it. I don't know if it was sent off the mark by somebody else, and then Tucker comes down and chucks an air ball on the other end, but Wharf catches it. Coach McLean trying to call a play in. Medley will drive the lane against 3 Eagles and called with the charge. Medley will pick up her second foul, team foul 8. Way will come out. Parsons will come back in for Belpre.
Garber seemed to be excited she was able to take that charge. She's looking over to Coach like, that's it.
Did I do good? Did I do good?
Big smile on her face.
Parsons trying to find room around the corner, lobs it into Garber. She draws 3 Tigers, kicks it out to Alloway. Alloway, top of the key, will drive the lane, drops it on the block to Garber. I hear a lot of slapping underneath there, and we got a travel call. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm hearing hands slapping arms.
It is a contact sport, as we said earlier.
After the travel, Tigers come back down. Medley had an open lane and missed the layup. Jarakara to Garber. To Harrington. Harrington has it kicked away, stays with Belpre.
I think Medley was having a flashback last time down, that player control foul, so she kind of did that little stutter step through here, trying to get past that defender.
Jarakara will lob it all the way into the lane to Alloway. Turnaround off glass is good for sophomore Haley Alloway. She's got 5, and it's a 3-point game with 30 seconds left. Medley taking her time out top and knocked out of bounds by Belpre. Here, so you can see where the camera is and where we are, and we can't actually see
we almost have to rely on.
Tigers will inbound it, Medley's out top.
20 seconds left.
McKnight for 3 is good.
Picks up her 5th point.
Her first field goal of the game. Belpre into the front court. Running out of seconds. Off glass, running out of time, loose ball, no shot. So that's how we will go to the half. Hotly contested. Tight one here. 21-15, your score at the half. The Tigers lead the Golden Eagles. We'll take a timeout, come back and check some stats and maybe look at some highlights.
Look at some highlights.
It might be a good time. 21-15 at the half. You're watching high school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation on CAS 45.
I was in a traffic accident. I went from working 70 to 80 hours a week to all of a sudden being stuck with 2 broken legs in a wheelchair. The scariest thing in my life. I thought I was just going to be alone, start losing everything that I've worked so hard for my family. And when I met Jim Staley, he sat me down, we were able to talk, he was very nice, explained to me the process we were going to take and how he was going to be able to help me and my family going forward. And the fact that somebody will fight for you is pretty inspiring.
Have you been considering replacing your home comfort system? Grog's Home Services has a holiday deal for you. We're offering up to 20% off a new heating and cooling system when you install this holiday season. That's right. When you get a new heating and cooling system installed by Grog's Home Services before January 1st, you'll get up to 20% off. This is one holiday offer you won't want to miss. Contact Grog's Home Services today to learn more about this incredible offer.
Think Penguin, think Grog's.
Back here at Belpre High School, I'm Brian, that's Joe. 21-15, your score here at the half. Running down some scoring from the first half for the Belpre Golden Eagles. Haley Alloway with 5 points, leading the way. Then Ali Jaracaro has 3, Maddie Garber has 3, Julia Way with 2, and Shy Miller with 2. Leading the way for the 5-0 Marietta Tigers is Riley Medley with 6, hit a couple of triples. Leah Lauer has 5, J.C. McKnight has 5, Riley Kendall with 4, Sailor Wharf with 1. So both teams have spread it out a little bit as far as scoring goes, but it goes without saying I'm going to beat this dead horse probably for the rest of the evening. Marietta has had so many open looks and hit iron.
They're just bouncing all over the place, and you almost wonder if they start dropping what it's going to do to this score.
Yeah, Belpre's kind of living on borrowed time right now.
But yet their aggressiveness is keeping them in the game. Now, but the aggressiveness might cost them here a little bit, Brian, because we've got Julia Way with 2 fouls, Shea Parsons with 2 fouls, Shy Miller with 3 fouls, and Ali Jayakara with 2 fouls. So some of those same names you just mentioned that were doing the scoring also are in pretty much foul trouble per se.
And we're talking Belpre's only about 8 or 9 deep.
They're 9 deep, and we've got a couple that haven't even been in the game yet. So hopefully they can stay with them.
But it's not. The problem is you can't dial back the aggression because that's pretty much the only thing keeping
them going. And some of the turnovers are a result of that aggression, which is kind of nice to see.
Forcing some bad passes and travels and whatnot.
You know, we're looking at Coach Fennell over here, and he's excited because I think he's pleased the way the Lady Eagles were doing what he's wanting them to do. Now they just clean up some of the fouls. That's going to be a give and take.
Let's check out some of the highlights from the first half and see you can kind of get an idea of how this game has gone thus far. Because like we said, Marietta has been the aggressive team and has pushed the tempo and tried to dictate how things go. And for the most part, they have. it's Belpre's just kind of been able to fend things off, and there you see one of the Belpre baskets. That's from Julia Way, that missed a bunch of layups to that point. Here's a nice inbound pass from Riley Medley that resulted in a 3-point play for the Marietta Tigers. But Belpre, when they're breaking the press, they're getting some good looks at the basket on the other end of the floor.
That's when Jacairo went in strong.
Marietta not been afraid to pull the trigger on threes all night, have gotten some good looks. There's a nice pick for Belpre. There's the nice lob there towards the end of the quarter underneath to Alloway, who got the turnaround. So both teams are being aggressive. I think Marietta is more prepared to be the aggressor. They're willing to press, and with their bench as deep as it is, they're just going to eat fouls.
They're just going to keep going
as much as they have to. But hats off to Belpre. They've held their own here, I guess. I don't know. Is there a better way?
That's the best way to put it.
21-15 at the half. We'll take another timeout, get you back, get you ready for the third quarter. You're watching high school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation here on CAS 45.
I highly recommend Bowling and Dunn Family Dentistry. They make you feel so comfortable and provide you with quality care.
Everyone is very friendly and very helpful.
They're always smiling here, and I trust them with my smile. They are very professional and good at informing you of what they are doing before they do it.
What's important to you is important to us. Bowling and Dunn Family Dentistry. Welcome to our practice.
My pups and our GoWorks staff are ready to help you this year at Christmas with what other jewelry stores don't. Mark Armstrong's GoWorks, without a doubt, has the largest variety of one-of-a-kind jewelry you just can't find at other jewelry stores. Come see for yourself and see why we are the only true full-service jewelry store in the Mid-Ohio Valley. If other area jewelers have trusted me for over 45 years, shouldn't you?
You are looking at the new approach to help keep your spine in line. The Cox Table gently restores strength and flexibility of the neck and low back, providing treatment for bulging discs, arthritis, degeneration, and all bones out of place. The Cox technique is known to reduce or eliminate your dependency on over-the-counter and prescription pain medication, and even help to avoid spinal surgery. The Cox technique in Falwell Chiropractic Clinic, your answer to relief.
When you call the Basement Doctor West Virginia, you know you've called the right place. We'll help you solve the worst problems in your basement or crawl space, from bowed walls, cracks to water, mold, and more.
Our experienced and well-trained crews will carry out the repairs, leaving you with a drier, cleaner, healthier, safer, and more energy-efficient home. Plus, you get a lifetime transferable warranty.
You can trust the Basement Doctor of West Virginia. Call now at 877-DRY-TIME or visit basementdoctorwv.com.
Christmas is just around the corner. At Carl's Pawn Shop, you can find something for everyone on your list. We have affordable prices on quality, name brand merchandise such as jewelry, electronics, tools, firearms, American-made safes, and more. Our inventory changes daily. Stop by and see us on Emerson Avenue or on Division Street. Like us on Facebook and check us out online at carlspawnshops.com.
It's always fun to see what's new at Carl's. Carl's Pawn Shop.
Jeremiah's Coffee House in downtown Marietta is more than just the best coffee in town. We have a full menu of locally sourced homemade items, scratch-made breakfast items, sandwiches and wraps, soups and salads, and the tastiest desserts. We can cater your event and even provide a space for your special gathering. And of course, we have the highest quality coffee around. Stop by and see us today or check us out online. Jeremiah's Coffee House, 175 Front Street in Marietta.
Back at Belpre High School, getting ready for the third quarter, 21-15, your score at the half. Tigers led 11-10 after the first quarter. So a 10-5 second quarter. But realistically, this could be a 20-point Marietta lead.
20-point, easy, if some of those baskets were dropped. And Marietta's taken a lot of threes that are just hitting iron. As you said, they've only 1, 2, 3. They've made 4 threes.
They've taken at least 12. At the beginning of the game, it was it even occurred to me, it's like they're being a lot more patient than they were against South, looking for a shot and taking their time. And then it turned into, dump and run, chuck it, and let's see what happens.
Do you think each team maybe looked at the other one's record and might have previewed this in their mind a little bit?
I 100% think that happened.
Marietta, or Belpre ball to start here.
And a quick turnover. Tigers will get it back. McKnight works it around in the corner to Medley. Medley will bring it out top. Now we'll find McKnight in the corner. Way comes out to check her. Curls around to Lauer. Lauer's shot is misdirected underneath by Alloway, and a nice takeaway by the Golden Eagles.
Straight up, nice principle of verticality, they call that.
The principle of verticality. I'm naming my next album that.
The PLE, not the PAL.
Alloway goes in, lays it in. She's got 7, and it's a 4-point game.
And we got no legal screen.
Oh, it's on 10. That's her third. If it goes on, it is on Medley.
It's on
her
Medley.
Third. Team's first.
Medley hasn't really liked the last 2 fouls called on her. She's kind of
not a huge fan.
The nonverbal to the officials.
Belpre loses it, trying to get it up the floor. Medley misses the layup, but Lauer's there to clean it up. She's got 7. Lead back out to 6. Press from the Tigers. Parsons finds Way. Underneath the Garber. Garber tries to tightrope the baseline, can't do it, turns it over.
She might have had a little help getting out of bounds there.
It's like a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's a shame she gets charged for a turnover for that.
Tigers trying to pick up the pace here. Lauer into the corner to Medley. That's a 3. That is short. Ball knocked around underneath. 2 Tigers couldn't corral it. Way comes away with it for Belpre. She loses the handle. Baker pushes it into the front court to Lauer. Lauer and Kendall over to Kendall. And she will lay it up and in. Riley Kendall has 6. Her first bucket of the second half. Parsons over to Miller. Excuse me, that's Way. Way lost it out of bounds, but stays with Belpre.
Looks like Marietta's turned the temperature up a little bit on their press.
Knocked out of bounds.
Off Medley, it'll stay with Belpre ball.
Way goes to the floor.
I reiterate that.
There's Garber. Kicks it into Parsons out top. Jarakara now out between the circles. Here comes Medley with the pressure to Way and a whistle. Leah Lauer picks up her 3rd foul, team foul number 2. Has Belpre attempted more than 2 3-pointers? One of them from half court.
And it's in. Parsons gets hers.
Shea Parsons' first bucket of the game comes in the 3rd quarter. Lead back down to 6. 3 on the way is good from J.C. McKnight. Her 2nd triple of the game. McKnight with the rip. She goes up for the lay-in and is fouled and will go to the line. That's going to go on 13 Parsons, her 3rd, team's first. J.C. McKnight, her 2nd trip to the line tonight, swished her first 2. High arc, no good.
Shy Miller's going to check in for Shea Parsons.
Shy for Shea. McKnight trying to make it a 10-point Tiger lead, and she does. Press from the Tigers. Medley comes up with it along the near sideline. McKnight for three. Short. Out to Miller. Jarkara's pass goes loose. Medley spins around. Not sure how that's not a travel, but there it is.
Yep.
Marietta has definitely dialed things up here in the third quarter. Way on the run, gets it into the front court. Steps on the end line.
Her engine was running a little faster than her wheels could get it there.
Riley Medley to McKnight. McKnight lost the handle but collects it back to Lauer. Good switch from Belpre defensively. And now Tigers taking their time a little bit. And a whistle and a foul.
32. Two-hand pushing it back. They get
Haley Alloway.
It's her second foul. Team 2 for this half.
Medley inbounds it off Alloway's back. Her shot is off the mark. Rebound by Kendall is up and in. She got Kobe'd. Into the front court is Alloway. Drops it for Garber, who lays it up and in. Maddie Garber has 5. Lead at 10. We're inside 4 to go here in the third quarter. McKnight thought about the 3, not taking it. Now,
the last one she took from 3 went in pretty smooth.
Yeah, it did. Lob into Kendall, but Kendall shoved off underneath. And that's her second foul. Belpre breaks the press. Way in the lane, off mark. Rebound by Kendall. Into the corner to McKnight. I think that's McKnight. And we got a collision in front of the Marietta bench and a whistle.
Yeah, McKnight's down.
McKnight and Way collided right in front of the Marietta bench.
But on the positive side, the last time there was a collision there, Coach McLean was in the middle of it. So he's not part of that.
The trainer here at Belpre helping McKnight up and onto the bench. And they will tend to J.C. McKnight. Very talented sophomore for this Marietta Tiger team. She's got 9 points tonight and is now off the floor.
Remains Marietta ball here after the brief delay.
Hogan to the backcourt. Will bring it up. Going against Garber. Ooh. Goes down baseline. Little elbow action there, but she gets the jumper to go.
That's how you clear space.
Eagles trying to get it into the front court. Miller picks up her dribble. Hogue picks off the pass. And a whistle. 10-second violation.
You can't.
Are they saying it was before the steal?
No, I think he was still counting.
I don't know how it could be 10 seconds if he didn't have the ball,
no,
right?
That probably won't make the replay upon further review.
33-21, Tigers leading here in the third quarter. Bentley for three. In and out, no good. Garber collects the rebound. Loose ball now on the floor and a whistle. Maddie Hogue will pick up her first foul.
Came a long way to get that one.
Medley with the pick. Jarkara gets it back. Alloway is deep in her own end and running out of time. Will cross to Way. Mid-range jumper, back of the iron, no good. Collected by Miller. She lost it, goes to the deck, and a whistle.
J.C. McKnight picks up her first.
McKnight's down on the floor. That's 21. It's gonna be Hogue's second.
21, 12.
Yeah, his fingers were backwards. It's fine. Lob into Alloway. She will back down Kendall. Can't get the layup to go. Loose basketball and collected by Hogue. They'll slow it up with Wharf. Wharf trapped along the sideline and
timeout, Marietta coach.
Second of the game. They signal 30 or full? 30.
He's going to do a 30-second timeout.
33-21, leads at 12. Game was as close as 6. Belpre still hanging around here.
They are, and remember in the first half, Belpre was more aggressive, and they were picking up the fouls. And we've got Marietta on the aggressive end now, and that's at team foul 5-2. So maybe the Lady Eagles will get to the foul line here.
Yeah, it's
2 down the road.
Scoring with the clock stop
is the way to go.
Yeah.
Belpre scored 6 points this quarter. Marietta's got 12.
It'll be Marietta ball after the timeout. And now top to Riley Medley. Hogue will spin down the lane and floater goes in. Little finger roll from Maddie Hogue, courtesy of George Gervin. Loose ball in the front court. Garber comes away with it. She'll fire a three that's off the mark. Underneath going to be an over the back on Way.
Way 5. Yep.
That'll be her third.
You get a lot of that sometimes when the guards go in the post to try to rebound.
Liv Harrington will check in as Shy Miller will have a seat for the Golden Eagles. Biggest lead of the game at 14 for the Tigers. Here's Wharf. Kicks it out to Baker. Her three is good. Alyssa Baker's first bucket of the game. Makes it a 17-point game. And knocked out of bounds, stays with Belpre. Way will come out as Parsons will come in for Belpre. We wondered if fouls would be an issue. It has not been for Belpre thus far this quarter. Jarkara gets it to Alloway, and a whistle's going to go on Asia Burke. Her second. Team foul 6.
So we go 1-1 next time. One with a bonus as they.
Garber will trigger it in from underneath her own basket. Got to get rid of it. 5-second call on the baseline, and it'll be Marietta ball.
Under a minute left in his third quarter.
See how aggressive Marietta wants to be here if they want to set on it. They will not. Baker hits another three. Back-to-back triples for Alyssa Baker. Press from the Tigers. Garber and Jarkara will get it in the front court to Alloway. Alloway will go baseline, double-teamed. Out to Jarkara. Back to Alloway.
Guarded
Checked
by Burke.
Nice move on the baseline, but all air ball, and Worf had the rebound, and she will go to the ground. And that'll be Alloway's third. Team foul 4.
17 seconds. Close out on shooters.
Largest lead of the game now for Marietta is at 20.
Let's see where Baker's at. See if she put another 3 in to end this one.
Work it around to Worf. That's NBA range, and it's too strong. They'll get it back to Worf. And another 3 from Medley, and that's an air ball, and that's how the quarter ends. A 20-point quarter for Marietta, and they have opened up a 20-point lead, 41-21, as we go to the fourth. Next, you're watching high school basketball, presented by Staley Law and Mediation on CAS 45.
I sincerely hope you never need my services, because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
At One Community, we know you're spending more time at home lately. From snow days to sick days, One Community has you covered. With our online banking and mobile app, you can manage your accounts, pay bills, make deposits, apply for loans, even open a new account. It's easy, safe, and secure from anywhere on your time. So stay warm, stay well, stay home. Visit onecommunityfcu.org to get started now. One Community Federal Credit Union, ready for your future.
Back here in Belpre, and what was a 6-point game, just
ballooned.
That's the best way to put it. Just kind of quickly turned into a 20-point game. Marietta just started. The 3 started falling, and that's kind of what we talked about in the first half. Was if these start falling, this is going to go quick.
And we're sitting here right above Coach Fennell's bench. He talked to them at the quarter about, fourth quarter in the past has been theirs.
They had a good fourth quarter last time out against Trimble, but they were too far behind for it to make a difference. And right out of the gate, Baker hits her third triple of this half. Scoreless in the first half, 9 in the second. Harrington trying to find some room to work. Now hands off to Garber. Back to Harrington. She will fire a 3. It's a little off the mark. Rebounded by Burke. Tigers want to run. Hogue into the corner. Nice head fake by Baker. Over to Medley. Thought about it.
Medley's trying to get it into Burke. Decides to take it herself.
Burke saves it in the back of the backboard.
You can hit the front of them. You
Parts
just
in the
can't
right
hit
place.
the back of them.
Execution was poor.
Maybe she thought because it was a clear backboard she could pull that off.
That's worth a try. Tigers will continue to press up 23 and will create another turnover. And we may start seeing Belpre wear down here a little bit. It's only been a seven girl rotation here in this ball game of the 9 they have available. I think Marietta's had at least 10 in the game.
Travel. Easy call.
We'll see Miller and Way come in for Garber and Harrington for the Golden Eagles. Alloway has it knocked away. Looked like they're trying to run a hook and ladder.
Burke's going to get called for that foul.
That's her third.
Yep. Just a little push.
Lauer has 3, Medley has 3, and Burke now has 3. Golden Eagles have magically stayed out of foul trouble. They still have 4 players with 3 fouls. Kendall is in, and we will see Emma Bauer back for the first time as Burke and Hogue, I believe, checked out.
And we got Alloway with a 1-1.
Oh, team foul 7.
Yes.
And this is where Belpre's going to have to get points. Alloway missed the first one, but got a rebound. Doing a lot of running, and we'll draw another foul.
Tucker picks up her second. Alloway's going to shoot 2 this time.
Eagles got to get these.
These are the places to get free points.
Yeah. Clock stop. Nobody's guarding you. This is how you get into heaven. It's making your free throws. And she makes the second one. Alloway's got 8.
Ooh.
And a whistle away from the ball on Tucker.
Technical foul on Tucker.
Oh, did they technical? I did not see that. And the official coming over to talk to Coach McLean. You reading lips, Joe?
No, I'd like to. Can we replay that?
I don't know what happened. I turned around for a second. Now Tucker's out of the game. And Tucker's going to get, that's going to be her third foul. And she's going to have a seat. And Shea Parsons is going to be shooting the free throws for the technical. Strong arms that one. 22-point lead. Not really the spot where you'd think somebody'd pick up a technical, but, excuse me, that's Shy Miller. I've been getting Miller and Parsons mixed up the whole way. As you said, their hair's falling in front of their numbers, and I can't always see it. So Belpre will keep the ball. Missed out on a chance at several free points at the charity stripe as Medley's going to kick that one out of bounds. And it's interesting, Joe, as we look at the body language of Marietta, it's not looking like a team that's up 20 plus points. They're looking very frustrated right now. They're still playing hard, though, as they come up with another pick. Bowerbox pass goes off Kendall and goes out of bounds, and we'll go to Belpre. Yeah, body language is not good right now for Marietta, which is kind of surprising. I don't know, maybe they're just tired as Baker knocks it out of bounds, but
a lot of energy expended by both.
I mean, there's a lot to be frustrated about in this game. Your shooting was atrocious, and that's an over and back on Belpre. Shooting was atrocious in the first half, and now we're just kind of picking up weird fouls.
Goofy turnovers, throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah. We've seen Medley and McKnight go down for
Medley's
injuries and whatnot. Lauer gets the putback. We haven't seen McKnight come back. Medley went face first into a wall and sat for a little while. Belpre gets it into the front court. Alloway cannot corral it. Loose ball on the floor, and how long are we going to roll around? Jump ball. Arrow stays with the Eagles. Lob in, push is going to go on
2.
Riley Kendall, her third. Hey, shout out to my brother Jason who's watching the game.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to say hi to him. He's awful.
He used to be my favorite Guthrie.
Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Alloway's first one rims out.
Who sees him? When does he call? What does he bring
Hey!
food? Nothing.
Hey. This is the second one. Whistle underneath. And another foul on Riley Kendall. Holy smokes. And Belpre stays on the line.
Speaking of Jason's, he's still pretty high up with woodcraft and working there.
He's wondering what used to be. Quit texting me, I'm working.
Yeah.
Another missed free throw.
But Belpre's left 10 points on that line.
I was
here
just
in the
about to
last
say
10 minutes.
It's been at least 10 points they've left. Finally get that one to go. Does Julia Way, and that is her. Is that his Way? Yeah, her first point since the first half. Press from Belpre, and a whistle, and I think that's going to be on Alloway. And that'll be her fourth. And that is going to put Emma Bowerbach, senior, who just came into the game a little bit ago, doesn't get a whole lot of playing time.
Calling that on the floor, so they'll put that ball.
Not going to put her on the line.
And looks like Medley does not like the fact that that was on the floor.
Alloway comes out. Harrington back in for Belpre. Medley gets it in to Lauer. She will go to the basket, tries to draw contact, not going to get it, but the putback is up and in from Riley Kendall. Riley now has 10 points in this game. That's a travel from Miller. Our 57th travel of this game. Hashtag fun fact.
I think the next game, that'll be a stat that we kind of keep track of. If there is a next game.
You're fine.
Oh,
you're
okay.
fine. I don't want to be too presumptuous, but you're fine. Yeah, they let me do this, so. Medley running the slalom, trying to find some space, drops it off to Baker, zipping it around, getting to Lauer. She can't get it to go. Harrington comes away with it. Harrington has her pocket picked by Medley, knocked out of bounds. Medley wants the ball, but they'll whistle stay with Belpre. Medley looks very frustrated. Boy, she's good. Doesn't get the turnover, but almost creates one. Way lost the handle on it, and Kendall collects it. Pushed ahead to Lauer. Lauer, spin move underneath, and a travel. For a team that's up 25, they are being so sloppy offensively right now.
You'd almost like to just back it off, go down there, run some time off the clock, run some plays you might want to practice on for later.
But, yeah.
No, they've still got the gas on.
And, you know, and knocked out of bounds and going to go back to Marietta. But at some point, you know, you kind of understand it. I always go back to Steve Spurrier when he was head coach of the Florida football team, would always say, our offense is our offense. Whether it's our starters or our fifth string, it's up to you to stop it. I'm not going to stop throwing it. This is what we do. So, I mean, maybe it's just this is the offense we run.
This is what we do. Joe Paterno said the same. It's not my job to stop me. It's your job. So we can put 70 on you today. That's what we're going to do. We got a timeout, Belpre.
I believe
it's going to be a full timeout.
Their third. So 2 left for them. Belpre going to be shooting 2 as Marietta now at 10 team fouls with 4:06 left on this clock. But 25-point deficit. It doesn't feel like it should be 25, doesn't it?
It seems like it's a lot closer of a game based on the intensity that's occurring on the court. But then you look up and you're like, whoa, how'd that get to 48?
Yeah, it's a big third quarter for Marietta. Really just kind of blew this game open.
Because we're halfway through the fourth, and they've only scored 7 points. Marietta has.
Belpre scored 2. Next week, we got games for you on Tuesday and Friday.
Where are you at Tuesday?
Tuesday, we will be at the ROAC as the South Patriot boys welcome the Big Reds for PHS. And then on Friday, we'll be at the Fieldhouse for the ladies' version as the Big Reds will be at home against the Lady Patriots. It'll be a good time, always a good time with the Crosstown Showdown. Always a good time. You want to talk about loud student sections.
I enjoyed working those games. Those were the high school games you kind of lived for doing.
Harrington will get across the midcourt stripe, and a whistle will go on Baker.
Her first? Nah, Baker or Bowerball?
I thought he said 1.
1-4.
Oh, 1-4.
So Bowerbach picks up her first.
So that puts Harrington on the line to shoot 2. Liv has not scored this evening, one of the many freshmen on this team, and she swishes that one through. So just so you know, Julia Way, number 5, Shea Parsons, 13, Shy Miller, 15, Liv Harrington, 24, and Roz Enser, number 2, who we have not seen yet. All freshmen on this team.
Wow. And before the game, Coach Fennell was telling us that the 8th graders coming up are pretty talented too. So maybe they're just going to take their lumps and do a lot of learning the next year or two.
So 5 of the 9 dressed freshmen on this team. And, you know, he's even, and another jump ball called. Arrow goes to Belpre. And we actually heard him say, you know, one of the presses, we don't dribble against a trap press. We don't have those skills yet.
Yet.
So. Yes.
21. Madison Hogue picks up her third.
So we're back to the line shooting 2, and Belpre has, again, left a ton of points on the line tonight. 13, Shea Parsons. Missed another one.
She wakes up in the morning and goes, boy, I hope I'm back on transition.
Coach Fennell's got a great attitude out here. Talking up his players out here. As Parsons hits the second one.
For her third point.
Another tie-up.
This time we're going Marietta ball.
Harrington comes up a little red-faced. May have taken a shot to the beak. Big time press from Belpre, but Marietta gets it into the front court. And Lauer will have her shot blocked by Garber.
And a pass out.
Gets it into the front court against Hogue, just kind of heaves it at the basket, nothing there, and Kendall collects it. Got a little eager on the offensive end. And now here comes Belpre. Can't take these fouls home with us. Let's go use them. Here's Wharf for 3, and she will drain it. Sailor Wharf's first field goal of the game is a 3 in the fourth quarter. Parsons into the corner to Alloway. Tries to go baseline and has her pocket picked. Now Lauer trapped in the corner, gets it up to Wharf on the sideline. She will charge the basket 1-on-2. Bodies flying everywhere. And Marietta ball. Garber went down hard.
Okay, Tucker's going to come back in after a little bit of time on the bench with the coach.
Another timeout for Belpre. 1 left for them with about 2.5 to go. 51-25, Marietta lead in this one. Marietta coming in 5-0 on the season. Belpre 1-4. Next up for Marietta will be next Monday, as they will be on the road to take on the Electrics. Is that Philo? Philo, is that the Electrics? You don't know. I think that's who that is. It's in the, it's where it's the league that has like the electrics and the ceramics and stuff like that. It's, I don't remember them all. Belpre will play again Saturday. They'll be on the road to take on Athens.
I see Savannah Scott for Belpre just checked in at the table, so she's sitting there taking instructions from the coach. Be her first time entering the game tonight.
Junior on the, one of the 3 juniors dressed. Scott, Jarakara, and Garber. 3 juniors.
So no seniors on that team?
No, and Alloway's a sophomore. You want to talk about young.
Young.
Hogue will drive the lane, off glass and good. Maddie Hogue has 4, all in the second half. It's 53-25. Parsons into the front court, hands off to Way. She will fire a 3 and be fouled, and she's going to go to the line. However, as
Bauerbach, nice to extend the hand to bring her back up after fouling her.
Belpre has left a ton of points at the line. Nope. Second one is short. Worf will come out, and Lauren Elliott will check into the game for the first time tonight for Marietta. Finally gets
There
a
we
third.
go. Third time's the charm.
Julia Way only has 4 points in this game, but has played her butt off. As Burke will run it across the timeline, drops it off, and layup is off the mark for Elliott. Loose ball underneath, and a whistle.
14. Bauerbach picks up her third.
She came into the game late, but is making the most of her time.
They gave me 5. I'm going to use all 5. Kind of like vacation days. If they didn't want us to take them, they wouldn't give them to us.
I feel like I would be the kind of guy that would play basketball with like a neck roll that a linebacker would have. It's just, how fast can I get done? I should have been counting missed free throws because there's been more missed than made. Yep. And Burke's got it for Marietta with 2 minutes to go. And Belpre creates a turnover in the backcourt and promptly throws it away. Here's Tucker, hands it off to Elliott, and double dribble call.
Double dribble.
We've seen double dribble. We've seen an over and back. We've seen a carry.
We've seen a 10-second.
We've seen a 10-second. We've seen a 5-second.
We've seen a technical.
We've seen a technical. This game's full of statistics.
And we've seen a 30-foot three-pointer. And a steal.
Harrington with the pick.
Oh, and another pick.
And picked right back off by Maddie Hogue. Lays it up and in. Hogue has 6 all in the second half. So we're inside 90 seconds to go.
Nice move.
Way's jumper is off the mark. Tucker with the rebound. Hogue lobs it over, and Tucker will fire the 3 and hits it, and a whistle. And Julia Tucker.
I think he's got that on 42 black. Now they're going to. So who made the bucket?
Tucker hit the 3. So does about.
Yeah, he's going to count it.
So that they counted the basket. And then Burke picks up a foul. And Shy Miller will go to the line.
I noticed earlier they were
shoot
trying
more.
to do some preventing with Miss Burke. on reaching around and grabbing behind. So I think I saw him give a signal of like a wraparound. So
Shy Miller, her first point of the second half. She now's got 3. Shorts the second one. Belpre staying aggressive.
1 minute left.
Here's Hogue into the corner to Burke. Baseline jumper is in. Asia Burke's first bucket of the game. She's in the scoring column. 60-27. Way will fire it up off the mark. Tucker will let it go out of bounds, and it's Tiger basketball. Inside 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds, man up, man up.
See if the Tigers want to stay aggressive. It looks like they are going to be. Elliott out to Tucker. To Bowerbach. And a whistle. I think that's going to go on Liv Harrington, and somehow that's her
That's
first.
her first with all with the bodies that we've seen. Team foul number 6, so we're not at the foul line at this point.
And would you have said at halftime with as many people that we had with 3 fouls that nobody's fouled out yet? 3 on the way is off the mark for Bowerbach. Over to Hogue after the pick. Trying to get back to their senior. And that is how it's going to end. 60-27. A big win for the Marietta Tigers. Let me total things up here real quick. 2, 4 there, 3 there, 3 there, 5. That's a 1, 6, 8. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 3, 4, 5.
As you're going down those, for Marietta tonight, you got Julia Tucker with 3, Alyssa Baker with 9, Riley Kendalls garners 10, Leah Lauer had 11. She led Marietta with 11. Riley Medley had 6. Sailor Wharf picked up 4. J.C. McKnight had 9. Madison Hogue had 6. And Asia Burke picked up 2. And as you said earlier, nobody fouled out. So
that's shocking.
That's pretty good.
Haley Alloway leads the way for Belpre with 8. Maddie Garber with 5. Julia Way with 4. And then Shea Parsons with 3. Shy Miller with 3. Ali Jarakara with 3. Liv Harrington with 1. And Joe, I mean, this was a 1-point game after the first, a 6-point game at the half. Marietta really just kind of blew it open in the third quarter, and it was all over but the math at that point.
But the neat thing was Belpre did not stop. They kept looking to their coach for ideas and help. They kept hustling, and they stayed with it even as that lead ballooned out on them. So for a young squad to keep at it was very admirable for their part.
So Marietta now 6-0 will go on the road to play Philo next Monday. Belpre is on the road Saturday to take on Athens. They are now 1-5, but this might be the year where you just take your lumps.
Just take your lumps and learn what you can, because, I mean, he was coaching them all the way through the game, and they were trying to pay attention to him.
We're back on the air next Tuesday as the PHS boys will be at the ROAC to take on the South Patriots. And then we've got the South girls at PHS on Friday, your little holiday treat for you next week. So, Joe Oliverio, great job. We'll see you again later this season.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it, Brian.
Thanks to the CAS 45 crew. My name is Brian Guthrie. 60-27, your final score. High school football. Made it the whole way. High school basketball presented by Staley Lawn Mediation. Thanks for joining us here on CAS 45.